Welcome to Pisces season and an energy update for all of us in this very, very transformative year. 2021 has already been such a roller coaster ride, especially during Aquarius season, and we are now entering Pisces season, which is very important, especially after all of the crazy transformations and things that already happened. And I want to unpack in this video why this Pisces season is so significant and really has the ability to bring us back home, into our home frequency, into our home ocean, into the womb, which is, you know, the ocean is the womb of Mother Earth. And I just uploaded a video about water. We are in the final water season of this astrological year, meaning it's the final month, right? The final zodiac that we have the sun transiting through, and then we will have the astrological new year in March, which is very important because we build a new foundation in this year, right? It's when we look at the numerology, it's the year 5, so it's all about creating. And the way we create this year is under a lot of pressure, right? We are building literally a diamond, which means that we have a lot of pressure. We have a lot of pressure inside of ourselves, and we can see a lot of pressure all around us. And it's very easy to fall into the lowest expression of Pisces, which is escapism, daydreaming, and not taking action. But it's very important for us to come back to our center, right? And from that place to find the fire inside of us in order to take action. Because if we only dream about something, we won't make it happen. And it's very important for us to see that we came here to be part of the change, right? We came here in order to build something, create something, right? We want to use our inner fire, and the inner fire, that's really all the desires that you have, right? All the things that you want to accomplish, and everything that makes you feel frustrated or anxious is just your soul reminding you of the reason, right, why you came here during this important time in history, really. And so I really want you to see where you get distracted during this Pisces season, where you have this tendency to escape, where you might feel tired and drained. And sometimes, you know, of course it's important to rest, but if it becomes a habit, if it becomes a new pattern where you're just only escaping, we're just only exiting, so to speak, reality, then you realize that that's actually self-sabotaging and also sabotaging the evolution of the world, right? Because again, you don't take up space for no reason on this planet right now, right? Because there's so much stuff going on. The last thing we need is someone else taking up space, an energetic space, right? Breathing air without a reason. And it doesn't mean that you have to do something groundbreaking and changing the world. It's just by you tuning into the frequency of your home frequency, right? It's by you tuning into your home essence that you do the work. And sometimes that just means connecting to nature and reminding yourself why it is so important to acknowledge nature, which nature is just a reflection of your own inner world. And in Pisces season, we are really invited to not take the world so seriously, right? Because it's just one aspect of reality. The world you perceive every single day, that's one aspect of reality. And when you go back to sleep at night, that's another aspect of your reality, right? We have so many different versions of reality, but we get so caught up in the reality that might make us feel uncomfortable, right? And so it's really, really important for us to lean into trusting and really observing what's going on and learning the lessons, because we are in a school here, right? But just because we are in a school here doesn't mean that it can be pleasant, right? Because the process of alchemy is really finding the resistance and finding the pain and finding the anxiety and alchemizing it into something beautiful. I say that over and over again, and Pisces rules emotions as well. It's the final water sign. The emotions that we feel are our core drivers, right? They push us into a specific direction. They are here to guide us, to help us to learn these important lessons. They are basically signals that we receive from our soul, right? From the universe, from source, however you want to label it, right? And it's interesting that this Pisces season starts right after we have this first Saturn-Uranus square, which will be the theme of 2021, and I have a podcast on it literally called Orgasmic Tension, just because it's this tension that leads to an orgasm, which is then ultimately cosmic bliss that I'm talking about, right? We feel this tension inside, as we feel before we have, the final climax, right? And we all know that the final climax is cosmic bliss, but what we need to do in order to receive that or have that experience is to let go of the mind, right? That's why we have all Mercury retrogrades in air signs this year. It's to declutter the mind, and we had the first one in Aquarius for that very reason. So we can declutter and receive a lot of cosmic downloads, right? Activate all of our gifts, all of our abilities. And we had a powerful full moon in Leo, and we obviously will have a new moon in Leo at some point, but it's just for us to remember that we are the king of our own universe, we are the queen of our own universe, and we are constantly creating, right? And if you don't see that, and if you don't own that, it's basically you giving your power away. And of course that's also a choice that you have, right? Because again, I say that over and over again too, with power comes responsibility, right? And we play this game of forgetting why we are here in order to not take responsibility, right? That's why everyone is not ready for, a session, for example, to hear the truth about why they are here, because then you have to take responsibility, you have to take action. And it's easier to just daydream about potentialities and to get caught up in illusions, and illusions I really mean fear and things that haven't even happened, right? Future case, worst case scenarios. That's easier than to say, no, right now in this present moment I am safe, so because I'm safe in this present moment I can take action, right? And it's easy to get caught up by the illusions of fear that literally gets thrown at us every single time we look outside, right? We see society, we see the state of the world, but you only see the state of the world in that way because you in yourself and you in your own system, organism, are in a massive state of transformation, right? You're completely shedding your skin. You're completely disrupting the old idea, persona, structure that you had about yourself and about this life, right? And you are birthing a new paradigm into this world, a new paradigm about yourself, about how you want to show up, about who you really are. And that's like losing the grip of everything. And at the same time, we wake up more and more and more, and we wake up to the fact that this is all a dream and this is all the illusion, right? And that, there might be other dimensions that are more real than this dimension. And so it gets trippy. And whenever it gets trippy, you feel like, oh my God, I'm losing my mind. Hopefully you do, because, the mind is just a construct of the programs that we received ever since we entered this world, right? Where they throw programs are just back and forth, and that's again why we have so many Mercury retrogrades in air signs, so we can finally clear the programs and find the truth in our heart, right? The resonance in your heart that cannot be explained by anything in the mind, right? It's in a resonance, it's a truth, it's like this activation that you all of a sudden feel in your heart, and you can't even explain it, but it's excitement. It's this cosmic bliss that I'm talking about, but you have to let go of the mind. And this Pisces season is really for us to, in the highest expression anyways, to anchor back into our truth, into our heart frequency, into our resonance, because that's the only way we can build something from the heart, right? Something sustainable, something that has substance, something that really anchors us and makes us feel home and whole. That's when we bring heaven down to earth. But we really have to do our homework of not getting distracted. That's the only homework that you need to do. Not getting caught up by the programs they throw at us, but to really write your own program, to code your own program. And the only time you can quote unquote escape in a meditation or in your spiritual practices is when you literally sit down, connect to your highest self, connect to source, and consciously create the reality you want to experience, right? Because then it's not escaping, then it's consciously using the connection that you have in order to create a new reality for yourself. And I say that with a very, very large emphasis on for yourself first. Doesn't mean that you have to completely abandon yourself and you do that for the collective. That's a natural ripple effect, because the collective, and I invite you to listen to my latest podcast about the holographic universe, the collective that's just you. That's just you in the projected form, so you can see what is actually going on with you, right? And so the more you really work on your inner world and every aspect, the more you will see that the collective and the situation, the world will also change, because you shift into a new version of reality by doing the inner work, right? And so very trippy Pisces season, but very important one, because we need to really strengthen our connection to our inherent home frequency source, right? First, activate everything, and then we are ready to have the start of 2021 with Aries season. I'm excited for it. If you would love to have more support in your awakening ascension process, you're more than invited to join us in the Ascension School, talk about star seeds this month. We have an amazing guest of light language. All the good stuff will happen in there. Of course, we have live calls with the whole family, because I want you all to feel so supported. And if you would obviously like one-on-one support from me, you can always reach out for a reading. I will infuse it with so much yellow Leo energy, and of course a lot of magic and water Pisces vibe, so we can ride the wave together. And yeah, just know that you're not alone and we are in this together, but at the same time you are the star of your own universe. So step into your magic.